Now, at what point? I don't know if you was doing it before the Boondocks or that's when you started. But when did you start getting into the voices, like creating different characters? And what was your roles like in terms of the Boondocks? Like, which characters did you actually voice?
Well, I used to like, I don't know, I would do a lot of little voices around the office and stuff like that on the show, on the Boondocks. Like, I didn't really think of myself as a voiceover actor or an actor at all, honestly. But you know what used to happen is because of the cast that we had for the Boondocks, a lot of times the cast was like someone with rappers and big stars, and you know what I'm saying. So it was hard to schedule them all at once, right? So what I would do is I would do like a temporary performance for them we would cut together what was called an animatic, right? Where we take the storyboards and we would record all the dialogue and then we would put it together like a rough version of the show. So I would temp all the lines, you know what I'm saying? And so there was a couple of times where, like, say for example, Thugnificent, that was an accident. I mean, it was kind of the way it happened because initially the character was written for Ludacris, you know. So we talked to Luda and we had this deal with Luda. He said he would do the role if I did his album cover, like if I drew his album cover. So what happened was I was trying to do the album cover, but every time I called him, I couldn't get a hold of him, right? So one time I blocked my number and I called him and he was like, and he answered and he was like, "Yo, who this?" And I was like, "It's Carl, man." So I've been trying to get in touch with you. And he was like, "Yo, I don't normally answer calls from blocked numbers." And I said, "Yeah, but you did." So now that I got you, I was trying to have a creative conversation with him about what he wanted. And so he didn't want to talk about it at the time. And so we got off the call. And long story short, I never got a chance to really draw the album cover, right? Because I didn't even know I didn't have any input from him. So time went on, and I temped all of the Thugnificent lines until we got him. So finally, we do get a hold of him, and basically, he's like he couldn't do it, and I didn't do his album cover, right? So and he tried to get like one of his homeboys to get the role, and it didn't quite work. So
everybody was kind of like, we kind of got used to hearing your voice in the animatic. So fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, well. So when I was doing the voice, I was talking like Luda, like it was more like, come on, man. Come on, what's up, old nigga? It was like, it was me trying to, I was trying to get as close as I could to like Luda. So at least the artist would know how to, you know what I'm saying? How to treat the expressions in his whole, but that's kind of how it would happen. And like, even with the Booty Warrior, like that kind of happened because I was just like, I was just like going around the office, just doing his voice, like just playing around, Booty is more important than food. It's more important than water. When I see one, I say, look here, I like you and I want you. So I was just doing this like in the office. And I think Aaron was like, yeah, he's like, yo, you got to play the Booty Warrior. Like, you got to do it. So, yeah.
Man, you got me over here dying. I had to mute my phone, man. Now let me ask you, like, because the average person can't do that. Like when you said Ludacris, and then that could have been Luda, but I'm glad it was you. You know what I'm saying? Because you took it to that extra level. But on a scale of 1 to 10, like how hard is it? Is it like each voice? Is it difficult to do, or is it like the same level of difficulty? And once you like how you just did the voices, is it like riding a bike? Do you just maintain it, or is it like something you got to practice and work on and keep doing it, or you lose it?
Well, it just depends on the voice. Like some characters I play will be like really close to my own voice and it'll be within my range. If I'm doing something outside my range, I try not to do too much that's like too far out of my range, because I'm not like when you talk to like these real seasoned voiceover actors, like those people are incredible. Like they can go from, man, like Kevin Michael Richardson, if you don't know who he is, he's like one of the best voiceover actors I've ever seen. And there's times where you would not know, you would never imagine that he's doing the voice, because he knows how to use his voice in so many different ways and hit so many different pockets. Cree Summer is another, you know what I'm saying, brilliant voiceover actor. But like, I don't have that kind of range. So like I like with Thugnificent, I can only do so much in one session. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so hard on my voice. Because everything he says is up here and it's blah blah. You know, so I can't like usually sometimes halfway through a script, we gotta break it up and do it another time. You know, because I would already start, you know, I watch the show now and I can hear when I'm reaching that point, and it bothers me because I don't know if anybody else can, but I can hear when it's starting to crack and I can't like, you know, project. So a character like that, I gotta break it up, you know. But I had other roles like, you know, like I was on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. A lot of people don't know, but I did like a role, you know, this character named Zuccotti Manicotti. I played this puppet on Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and then I had a job doing the new Thundercats when it came back, but I got fired because basically I got the job because I auditioned for it, and when I did the audition, I was because they told me because the cat, I think it was Groom, that was the character. His name was Groom, and so when I saw the visual, I was like, he should have kind of like a James Earl Jones voice, right? So I was like, you know, I was like, Lionel, we must. It was what was it? I was just like, you know, we must hurry, Lionel. We must leave Hakeem. We must find Hakeem. I was using Coming to America, like, you know, James Earl Jones voice. So what happened was I got the role, right? You doing the James Earl Jones voice, but then when I got in, when they actually called me in to record, you know, for the series, and I'm there with like real deal voiceover actors, like the people, like one of the guys was in the original Transformers, like just to get, you know what I'm saying? So like they do this for real, right? So I'm in there and I'm just like, I'm trying to do my lines, but they're like, because I was doing all the lines really big, because I was doing James Earl Jones for Coming to America, but they was like, okay, but you know, the character's like right next to you, so we just need you to talk a little bit more intimate. It's a little, you know, you don't have to yell. And I was like, well, I didn't practice that. You know what I'm saying? I only know how to do, where is Hakeem? So I was trying, bro. I was trying my best to do it, but I could not get the cadence on a smaller weight because I only knew how to do the caricature version of it. So, anyways, they didn't tell me right on the spot, but I got the call and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go in a different direction." I was like, "All right, I understand."